Okay, so this is an example of Northern Vermont University's website. So typically what you'll find in the bottom of here is you'll find the net price calculator, which would be the best place for it to be, but as you can see, it's not here. But here's important, they have, let's see, what am I looking for? The net price calculator and some other tools. So where is their search engine? So I'm going to type here, I'm going to type in net price calculator. And what's interesting here is see this public disclosures. This is two very important things that I talk about in my class, and I've done some videos on, is that we want families to go to the net price calculator and look at the public disclosures. So since we asked about the net price calculator, here's what it's doing. It's asking for name.
You can X out of it.
Now let's see what it says.
Oh.
So I'm just going to put in my information. I don't know which program, which campus, so I'm going to just say Linden. And I'm going to be starting in the fall of 2020. Now, technically, a website that talks about the net price calculator should not be asking for that information. They should be able to complete the net price calculator without providing any information at all. So
I X'd out of it. I didn't complete the information.
Okay, so here's their net price calculator. It says it takes 8 minutes. It's asking for the 2017 information. So this off the top tells me that this is not current information because 2021 financial aid is based on 2018 information. So this net price calculator is not current. But if we go ahead and accept the terms and get started, we shouldn't have to receive any of this or complete any of it. See, they're requiring families to give their information, which is not copacetic. This is not what this tool is for. We should be able to go in and calculate the net price based on our information we would provide in the FAFSA. So I'm not going to continue on, but this is an example of what the net price calculator looks like.
It says that the information is optional, but it won't let you move on.
Yeah. Maybe I need a response here. There you go. So here you go ahead and just type in your birthday. I was born in 2001. I'm single. I do not have any dependents. I'm not on active duty. I'm not a veteran. I was not in foster care or ward of the court. My state of residency, I'm going to say Vermont. My relationship is to the student. I am the mother. My housing options, I want to live on campus. My current academic level, I'm going to say is a high school student. I expect to graduate in 2020. Do I have any family members attending Northern Vermont? No. Next. Oops, I'm a US citizen. Am I a valedictorian? No. What is my GPA? I'm going to say, oh, it's a 4.0 scale. What's my GPA? 3.2?
Sure.
Okay. Do I know my EFC? I'm going to say yes. And my EFC is 4525. That means the federal government thinks that I can contribute $4,525 to my education. So now it's calculating the results. And this is telling me for the 1920 year, so we know this is a year old, that they're saying that tuition and fees are $12,000. My room and board is $11,000 for a total of $23,000. They're going to add in books and other expenses, which are called indirect expenses. We spent a lot of time in my class talking about the differences between indirect and direct expenses to get a total cost of $26,000.
Wow.
Now, they're going to give me $1,645 in Pell Grant, which is from the federal government, $700 in SEOG, and they're going to give me $3,750 in scholarships from Northern Vermont University. So my total grants and scholarships are going to be $6,095. So the estimated net price here is $19,000. And here's where they're awarding me the subsidized and unsubsidized loan I talked about earlier. They're going to give me work study, but at the end of the day, I'm going to have to pay $19,000 to go to school here. You can email the results, print it, schedule a visit, and apply now. So this is what the net price calculator looks like. So I believe when we were on the Northern Vermont University average cost, it said the average cost for a family in this income bracket, which is basically the income bracket I was looking at within the EF with that Pell Grant, is their average net cost is $12,000. Or for all of this group, the average net cost is $15,000. But as you can see here, what is my average net cost? 19. So this would be a case where we would say, let's contact the school and say, darn it, we looked at the net price calculator. We've looked at the college scorecard. You've given us only, you didn't give us any grant. So our net cost is actually $25,000. We want to compare. We want to know why we are not getting the same amount of money that we thought we would get for the net price calculator against the college scorecard.
Wow.
So these are the tools that we would have families use as early as 8th grade so that they can start planning. And would you say that this is an affordable school for this family?
I don't know. It's hard to say, but it seems, I mean, if it ends up costing $12,000, well, can they get more loans? I guess you don't want to do that, right?
Well, we want to, so this student has already got $5,500 in loans. So, and then this is going to go to $4,500 in the sophomore year, $5,500 in the junior and senior year.
Right.
So that adds up. And again, you have to compare this against your actual award. And as you can see here, this didn't take into consideration state grants. So there's a specific state grant application process for the state of Vermont. Now it would be nice to see that in here because didn't we miss this at first? So families miss a lot of the content like this because you would think that everything would be included, but I missed this at first. So that's kind of how you can compare your financial aid awards that you're receiving from the colleges and universities to advocate for yourself to get more money against the net price calculator and the college scorecard.
So the net price calculator is a year old?
Yes, theirs was a year old.
So is that typical or unusual, or how do you address that?
So what I would say is that the school's falling behind on their due diligence and not staying current. So that would be another opportunity for you to say, listen, you're not providing information that is current using the data that you have at your fingertips. And as a result, I'd like you to look at my financial aid and see if you can give me more money.
Cool. I wasn't aware of the opportunity to negotiate like that. That's great.
Yes. Well, the financial aid negotiation is important, not only between parent and student, parent and grandparent and student, but between the schools. So you never want to go in and just say, give me more money. You need to come equipped. You need to be able to speak the vocabulary. You need to be able to have your financial aid award letters and the input, because you have to input the same information into the net price calculator as you had in your FAFSA so that you have an apples to apples comparison.
And what do you think the likelihood is of getting a little bit more money? I mean, it never hurts to ask, right?
I encourage every family to appeal for financial aid every single year. I think we have one of my class members here. I believe, Pam, you encouraged your granddaughter to appeal for additional financial aid. you had a shift at there was a shift in income, I believe, and you went back and asked for more money, and you did get more money, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, she did.
Good, good, good,
And
good.
that was because of your good instruction.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that.